that was the night that we initiated you, and that was the night that I seen your guide, and
what a night that
blew
was.
me off my feet.
And what a night that was.
Yes.
Um,
Sounds awful, that, doesn't it?
it was kind of amazing because it was actually on the 4th Master's attunement that it happened.
Yeah.
And
he was a 6 foot, God knows what.
And I didn't get any of the colours. I didn't get any of the kind of profound things that a lot of people are now reporting.
Yeah.
I would sit there, get the attunement, fine. And then on the 4th one, I could feel you swaying. I thought, oh, she's going to pass out in a minute.
Yeah.
And I opened one eye and looked at you, and the blood had drained from your face.
Yeah, because it was that same influx of energy again, which was nearly knocking me off my feet. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I'm clocking this fella.
Yeah, and trying to do the attunement.
Yeah, trying to do my attunement, my initiation. Yeah. And this guy is stood there, obviously a guide, 6 foot what? 3, 4?
Yeah, huge.
So
huge
tall.
fella,
Yeah, we call him big guy.
The big fella, yeah.
Big fella. So go on.
And then, I mean, what happened straight after the attunement? You went, you better get on the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Words to that effect. I mean, for healing.
So on I went.
It's just as well Terry understands
Absolutely.
everything, isn't it?
And during that session,
yeah,
I saw him.
Yes.
And I remember lying there thinking, I can't wait to get off this bed and tell her what I've just seen. And this guy's looking at me and talking to me. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't happen that often for me, so when it does, you go, you sit up and pay attention, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I get off the bed and I said to you, you're not going to believe this. And you went, no, you're not going to believe. And you described exactly what I saw before I'd even said it.
Yeah.
And to me, that was, for me, the first, I thought, this is it now. So I always count that as being my Reiki beginning of the journey.
Because you've been on an amazing journey since, haven't you?
And then we
were... for interrupting, but you know, while we're having a chat here, there's blue blobs of lights going left, right and centre all around your head. And at the back of you. Yeah, they're all in. They're all here, observing. And
to me, that was my initiation through them. And I think I studied with you, for 3 years? Every Reiki weekend.
And we never missed it.
Never missed a one.
Never missed a one, but every one was an experience, wasn't it?
But it amazes me now that when you look back to where the energy was then, to where the energy is now.
Yeah.
And we used to do Reiki weekends, and we thought they were the most profound weekends. Like, oh my God, they switched on, you can feel it. That is nothing to what happens.
Nothing, didn't have a clue what was coming.
So it just escalated from that point, or it seemed to me to escalate.
Well, you were meant to come into my life for a reason, for the simple reason of who you're a casting director. Everybody knows you, and you're very well sought after over here in England. But you're still David to me anyway. You're just playing a role, even though you teach actors and actresses. But you were meant to come into my life for a reason, because then you started sending me every Tom, Dick and Harry who was coming in, having profound experiences.
But the experiences that people are getting now are nowhere near like it was when we first started.
Even back then it was good. It was amazing.
But we never thought it would get any better.
Any better, because you'd say, what's coming?
Yeah.
What's next?
And look at it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about, because every so often, I remember when I first met you, you were talking about every so often you get a download of energy.
Well, that first happened years ago when I was sitting in my living room with my husband Terry, and all of a sudden I seen this energy, and it was beautiful, deep blue, a moving energy field.
And you saw it was like flames, didn't you?
Yeah. No, this was the first bit.
The first bit. Okay.
And it seemed to travel around him, and I looked, and he sat watching television, and I looked at him. I went to say something to him, and I'm watching this energy go right round him and then go straight into his heart chakra, right? And he didn't have a clue, and I thought, if I told him that, he'd have a heart attack. So I never said anything, but it just got more intense, and then it just eased off. And then he just looked up at me and said, "What's the matter?" I said, "Oh, nothing." Carried on, and I thought, what the hell was that? And then a few months later, it started where I seen all these lights across the window and then down the walls, and then as I'd look at each one, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. So much so that it was it started off like small, and it's like a heart monitor, and like this, and then it got bigger and bigger. So before you knew it, it was like this big, and then it was like taller than me, and it's like, oh my God, but all different colours. It was a profound moving energy field, which broke off then into sections, and you had red, orange, yellow, green,
All the chakra colours.
all the chakra colours, but they were like flames, moving flames. Don't ask me where they ended, because they went right up through my roof, up the walls and through my roof, and they were all vibrating like that, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm getting ready to pass over, I must be getting ready to die, something.
Because you were convinced at that point that was you done, wasn't
That was it, because I've never seen anything like that before, and how I felt as well. And I remember ringing my friend and saying, I can't tell Terry, because I'll frighten him to death. But this is what's happening, and I explained to her, and I said, so if it's my time to go, I just want you to know that I'm not suffering, but this is what I saw. Because I thought, you know, you've often heard that when somebody's ready for passing over, all the colours, which happens anyway, all the colours and the energies come into the room. But this is what happened with me. So I thought, I'm dying. And when I said this to Dawn on the phone, my friend, she said straight away, Ethel, it's for you, get on the bed. And I went, what? She says, get on the healing bed, it's for you. So I said, right, well, if I'm not here in the morning, this is what happened. So I said, but other than that, I'll ring you back. Now you can imagine her on the other end of the phone. Oh my God, absolutely terrified she is. She's thinking I'm dying too. But from that day to this, she could never remember saying that. It's for you, get on the bed. It was like somebody else had said it. So I gets on the bed, and I lies there, and then these energies, which was all vibrating up and down on the walls like flames, all started to shift and started to move down the wall. And I'm lying there and I'm seeing it, and it's all moving and moving and moving, and it's coming down. So I'm laid the full length of the healing bed, and it just come round me, all the way round, and each one went down into my crown.
Each colour separately?
Yeah, each, and then, but I thought, I'm like, oh my God, oh Jesus, oh mercy, oh, you know, everything's going through your mind, because I'm not that brave.
Yeah.
And then it come to the last one, and that went in. So I'm waiting, I'm lying there, I'm waiting, you know, you're waiting to die. And nothing happened, but I was very, very calm, very peaceful, and then it's like a knowing again. I got that feeling, everything's fine. So I got off the bed. Now put yourself in her place. Dawn's down. Dawn?
I'm not dead.
I'm still here. She said, oh my God, Ethel, you alright? I said, yeah. But I'm not explaining anything. I'll phone you tomorrow. I said, I'm fine, but I don't want to break the moment. I just wanted to assimilate all of this, what had just gone on. So I said, I'll phone you tomorrow. So I put the phone down, and I just went in and sat down and just tried to fathom what on earth that was. And it wasn't until the next morning when this person came in for healing. As soon as I put my hands on, it was like, boom, and it, you know the beams, the energy comes through as a beam out through your hand chakras and the tips of your fingers, and it was like you were pulled and it had pulsing.
So you felt the difference
immediately.
Yeah.
And that person was seeing all our colours and getting visions and what have you, and I'm like, well, something happened. But I still felt like a wet lettuce. You know, like, and then the next person came in and similar experiences, and it just went on from there. But those downloads, what I call now my downloads, started happening over a period of, like, you'd get a gap of a couple of years and then it'd come back, and you'd get a download 2 or 3 times over a period of days. So I would come in, sit down in the healing room and just absorb it and see what it's going to bring next. And there's always something new. It's like, here we go.
And I remember you mentioning every so often, I had one, it happened again last night.
Yeah.
And it almost was timed, wasn't it, at these intervals? And
The
did you find that it got almost
got more
powerful.
intense. Yeah,
It's-
because what it is, when you're getting this download of energy, your body's got to assimilate it, and all your cells are vibrating with it, and your body has got. I've got to get used to that in order to pass it on to that person. You're downloading that frequency of energy safely for the person, and now her body's got to get used to this. It comes in, and every cell of the body is vibrating with the energy.
I mean, I've
Life
never
force.
had anything like that. So I remember hearing your stories and thinking, I want in on this.
Yeah,
And I lay on the bed and I'm
Yeah.
like, come on.
Show me what you made of.
Yeah, I want a bit of this.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking quite explicitly, come on, don't mess about it. Give me the full. Come on.
Full month.
Yeah, I want in on this experience.
Yeah.
And I remember I was wide awake, I was lying on the bed, and a bolt of light shot through the ceiling and hit my stomach. It was like being electrocuted.
You were.
Yeah. And I remember begging it to stop. And a knowing,
No, that doesn't happen to everybody.
but a knowing then on the back of it, and it came
It's
as
happened
clear
to
as a voice in my head.
Yeah.
And it went, you're not ready for that voltage yet. You asked for it, but that's how intense it is, and you are not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
So it was almost like me trying to go, I want that, but my circuits weren't ready for it. at that
Yeah,
point.
and also, you only get what you're ready for
Yeah.
anyway. You'd be amazed how many people come in and say, I want to see my guide. Do you? So do I, love. You know, they think it's instant. You can conjure up things instantly. I had to wait for years.
But it took
Different
you
things.
years and years and years to build your frequency, your vibration.
That's what
up.
I didn't realise I was doing that at the time, because all those earlier years, this was like my cave of self-discovery, of going within myself and discovering that there's so much more to us. There's so much more to everybody. They're all going round and they haven't got a clue